This is the history, titled The Decline. Within 6 years of this tragic colonial manipulation, Nigeria was a cesspool of corruption and misrule. Public servants helped themselves freely to the nation's wealth. Elections were blatantly leaked. The subsequent national census was outrageous stage managed. Judges and magistrates were manipulated by the politicians in power. The politicians themselves were pulled off for foreign business interests. The social malice in Nigerian society was a political corruption. The structure of the country was such that there was an inbuilt power struggle among the ethnic groups. And of course, those who were in power wanted to stay in power. The easiest and the simplest way to retain it, even in a limited area, was to appeal to tribal sentiment. So they were egregiously exploited in the 1950s and the 1960s. The original ideal of one Nigeria was oppressed by the leaders and the intellectuals from the eastern region. With all their shortcomings, they had this idea to build the country as one. The first to object were the Northerners, led by the Saduana, who were followed closely by the Awolowo clique that had created the Action Group. The Northern People Congress of the Saduana was supposed to be a national party, yet it refused to change its name from the Northern to Nigerian People Congress. Even for the sake of appearance, it refused right up to the end of the civilian regime. The Prime Minister of Nigeria, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, who had been built up into a great statesman by the West world, did nothing to save the country from impending chaos. The British made certain on the eves of their departure that power went to the conservative elements in the country that had played no real part in the struggle for independence. This was the situation in which I wrote my novel, A Man of the People. Nigerian artists responded to these events in a variety of ways. The irrepressible Wole Soyinka put on the stage a devastating satire, Before the Blackout, which plays to packed houses night after night in Ibadan. The popular travel theater of Herbert Ogunde and his People's Wave began to stage a play clearly directed against the clock premier of Western Nigeria. The theater